Hi guys, I had a couple of requests to make a video and give you guys an idea on how to make one of these adjustable bangle bracelets with wire. It's my first attempt at making a video, so I'm sorry if it's, bad, but I'm going to try to stay focused in the camera the best that I can, and let's get going. Alright, so my bracelet I chose to make with a piece of sterling silver wire. And they're about like 12 inches long. I bought it at a local jewelry store, and it was probably around, $6 to $8. It wasn't too expensive, but you don't want to practice on your good wire because if you kink it, you pretty much can't get the kink out ever. So go ahead and run over to the craft store, pick up some of this craft wire. So what I like to do is I measure out about 12 inches. I guess it would depend on, how large you want the little springs and how big your bracelet is. But I'm going to go ahead and cut off a 12-inch piece and then kind of just start with a general circular form. And the way I like to make my bracelet round is I just get like a cup out of the kitchen, and then I try to use the base of it. It gives me an idea on, how springy the wire is and how much the wire is going to spring back, after you bend it. So play with the wire a little bit and see how close it fits on your cup. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the cup, and I'm going to twist it around, and hopefully it stays pretty close. All right, so there it is. It's a nice tight fitting wire. So I'm going to take the cup off, and you can see you kind of get a nice little circle there. So to start the bracelet, you've got the two edges that that overshoot each other. So I like to use a round nose pliers, and I'd like to get around 3 little circles on the little spring, on the rings that I'm going to make here. So I go ahead and go to here's the circular part of the wire, and here's my tail. So I'm going to kind of maybe have about 1.5 inches of this tail, and I'm going to grab it with the pliers here, and I'm going to, let me do it like this, flip it around. I'm going to make like a 90-degree bend in the wire, just the little tail. So now the wire has a 90-degree bend. This was the edge. So it crosses over the top of the circular part of the bracelet, okay? So go ahead and get yourself maybe a flat nose pliers, something that will help you hold on to the wire so the wire stays in place as you bend it. You don't want the wires moving when you're making this little tail, or the whole bracelet will look twisted. So I'm going to bring it to the end as close as I can and hold it fairly tight. So I grab this little tail, and it goes over the top and up around the bottom, and I'm going to try to make these little rings just like on a spring. And depending on what kind of wire you have, they're all going to bend, harder or easier because wire has a hardness to it. And craft wire is pretty soft, so know that your sterling silver wire will probably be a lot harder than this. So get your tools ready. Now here's my little loop. Sometimes if, the little circles are open a little bit too far, you can kind of grab the plier and squeeze it. So you see that brought that together pretty nice. Now again, this is just craft wire, so it's pretty bendy. I would take a snip, and then you can just clip that little edge off. All right, so we kind of have the little spring there, which makes the bracelet, move. You see, you can move it in and out. So that's what makes the piece adjustable. So you go ahead and flip it over, and you go to the other side, and you're actually just going to repeat it. Okay, now you can pull here to make the bracelet smaller. Again, figure out what you like. Remember that it is adjustable, so you want to probably start a little small. So I'm going to go ahead and have it be approximately that size, and then I always want to make sure that my tail is long enough that I can get maybe 3 loops, because that's what I prefer. You don't have to. I see some of the commercial bracelets only have 1 loop, but I like 3. So I'm going to go ahead and do that same thing that I just did. I'm going to grab the wire, and I'm going to make up that 90-degree turn. Okay, so it's going to go over the top. All right, see that? So I'm going to take my pliers again. I'm going to hold it nice and snug, as close to the edge as I can get it. And then I'm going to wrap this tail again, making the spring. Now when you're bringing as you make your spring, you want to hold the wire as close to that previous loop. You see there's rings. Whoops, I gotta back off here. Okay, you can see that I have two. And now I have three. So perfect. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to nip that little tail off and kind of reshape the bracelet, because again, this is craft wire, so this is my little experimental piece, so I can learn, you know, how to hold the pliers and what I actually need to do. So now you can see that the bracelet is still expandable, that was a really large bracelet, but you got to get your hand through it. So here you go, just pull these little springs and that will adjust that center section. So all you have to do is get your favorite charms, use a little jump ring, you know, open them up and attach them anywhere you like. Now some of the bracelets that I've seen will have like one main charm in this area, and then they have, you know, little strays all around the rest of the bracelet. So it's whatever you like. So I hope the video worked out. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. And again, hopefully the video was good enough quality that it just gives you the idea. Thanks. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.